We are at Juniper Networks here in the Netherlands, and I'm here with Gos Hein and with Colin. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, brilliant, thank you.
How long do you guys know each other for?
The two of us, we've been working together 2.5 years. I'm a boomerang in this company, Juniper Networks.
And Colin, can you tell us what we are standing in front of here?
Yeah, so we're standing in front of our proof of concept labs. So whenever a customer comes in here and they want to prove the concept or architectural solution that we're building, we basically build that entire architecture here for them, and we test it until they're very happy and they know it will do everything that they want it to do.
So is all the client data at the moment running through this proof of concept room, or what data is running behind us?
So we create a simulation of their data. So it's never going to be their real data for obviously privacy concerns and such. So we take basically a copy of it, of what their traffic profiles are, and then run that so it gives them a full simulation of how they would run a normal network.
Gos Hein, can you tell us what your role is here at Juniper Networks?
So I rejoined 2.5 years ago to lead the European growth strategy for the company. So I lead the European organization. And Colin didn't mention, but last year we did 400 proof of concepts run from this lab alone.
What have been your biggest challenges that you faced in the past 2 years since you've been here?
So we grew up with the internet. So when the internet 20 plus years ago started scaling, we invented a router that was scaling 20 times faster, bigger than anything else in the market. And that we grew up with the internet. Now we expanded in the enterprise market, and we are a bit a new kid on the block in the enterprise market. So we didn't have the name recognition, because my number one challenge is getting in front of new customers. Because once we're in front, we are so innovative that we'll get impressed and they will do demo, proof of concept. They do here, they do proof of concept, they buy. That's a guarantee. So last quarter, in West Europe alone, we won 187 net new customers.
Wow.
So that's it.
And how do you ensure perfect customer service and satisfaction?
That the secret stands next to me. It's the guys from Nomios that has been working for us for, I'm not sure, 15, 20 years, probably, expanding through Europe, now open in Italy as well, but throughout Europe. But we scale through the channel, we scale through our partners. So the partners that have certified design people, install, deploy, run and manage. And so we rely and we scale through our channel partners like Nomios.
Colin, can you tell us what your role is at Juniper Networks?
Yeah, indeed. So I run the sales engineering team across Europe on the sales side of the business. So we're the technical people that you bring in. So the likes of Gos Hein and the account team basically open the door. We as the technical team then come in to explain what the solution is, what the products are, how you would benefit from having one of our networks, how it works, and then we run through both the architectures, the bill of materials, run through the proof of concepts and then the demos, and we take it all the way up to the point where customers up, running, working, happy, and then we stay in contact with that account team with that trusted relationship from the technical side.
How is Juniper Networks acquiring 187 new clients in such a rapidly changing market?
I like your question. And I guess the reason is the market and the market trends have dramatically changed. 5 years ago, cybersecurity was an issue. Now is a war. Traffic growing 30-40% a year. People not wanting to come back to the office. Doctors and hospitals that now are using tablets to serve their patients, but having to connect to applications and data somewhere. The network has become so important. But the architectures from 5 years ago stopped working. Now it needs to be cloud-based, threat preventive, and always on, and giving a good experience to the doctor being at the patient's bed. And we are the new kid on the block, but we're the only one that are AI native now. And Colin can probably better than I explain what we mean by AI native now.
So the basis of AI native now is the network is working for you. So we've always used this principle that when you connect up to an access point, you don't just connect, it's about the service that you get. And then sitting behind that is AI, and AI basically predicts how good a service you're going to get. How good is that connection? How you access all those applications? And then it scales both to help you connect, but also in the event that something goes wrong, to work out what has gone wrong and fix that problem instantly. That's the power of AI, pulling lots of data back, working out where something has gone wrong across the network, fixing it for you if you want, or telling you where that fix needs to do, and it does it a lot faster than humans could ever work out.
Have you had any favorite projects in the past couple of years, or some projects that you feel were particularly exciting?
Every project's exciting. Being on the technical side of the house, everything is interesting. Every customer does things in a slightly different way. If I think, even just last Friday, I get a call at 5:15, and it's 5:15 on a Friday.
In the morning or in the evening?
No, in the evening, on a Friday evening, and you look at the call and it's a customer saying, network's down, no users can connect, and this was a user over in LA, and they've got 500 users that have come on site for a big show. No one can connect, so you get the phone call, you join, and it took me 15 minutes to work out what the problem was, because the AI, when you look in the right places, had already told us that the users were connecting across to the access points, the switches were running perfectly fine, but they couldn't access the internet. And the reason they couldn't access the internet was because they couldn't access this, and the problem was this. So I went through with the operations team, and a problem that had been, 2 hours that people had been experiencing an issue, we solved in 30 minutes. Everything was back up and running, and that is the power of AI.
Were you using Marvis?
Indeed, yeah, so that's our starting point. When you use Marvis, you type in what problems have you seen over the last 2 hours, and then it just gives you that quick list of everything that you can see. And then once you know that point, then you know where to go in the application to look at the other elements. And that's what makes it so powerful and so easy for pretty much anyone who's using our network.
Do you have any particular projects or developments that you're very excited about at Juniper Networks?
It's so interesting. Colin is an engineer, and so he starts talking about these. So I get excited. I remember one of my first customers when I joined that I visit was the largest bank in Austria. And their issue was the IT team, who was the internal service provider to the bank. They were seen as an inhibitor. When product management gets new servers and wants to get them up and running or wants to push a new product to market, it would take them 3-4 months to bring it out from the IT point of view. So we help them through a software product called Abstra that is so much faster, reliable, etc. for provisioning all of the services in their data center, that now they're a business help to the business actually. They're not an inhibitor, because they can seamlessly provision services for the product management. So that's the power we bring to them, but it's a lot more from the customer view. But obviously there's a lot of detail on the engineering side behind it, but that's Colin's job.
What does the future hold for Juniper Networks?
Let's see what will happen, but it's fairly predictable. We will merge with HP Enterprises, and especially the Aruba piece of it. And you would wonder, why is that? What's the benefit of these two big companies merging? And the reason is we believe the next wave of the internet will be coming. And we've seen in the history, either you're a player in something or you're not. The two companies combined, we believe AI will drive the next phase and the next growth of the internet. And the two companies combined will be a formidable player for that.
And what do you think the next wave or phase of the internet is going to look like?
It's hard to predict. For a lot of companies, this AI is still a sort of lab experiment. But we start seeing AI. Look at ChatGPT that a year and a half ago no one knew about. Now everyone is using ChatGPT. Like they have been using Google the last 10 years. And so that's just one example, but every single company is now thinking, how am I going to use AI in my operational processes? We've had 8-9 years of development of our Mist, for example, but the strength of Mist is the AI engine and the data and the algorithms we built in the last 9 years. So companies the next 2-3 years will start finding out how AI can drive their operational efficiency, can help them provide better service to their customers, get better insights from data to serve them better and build better products. And so that's what you're going to see the AI will bring.
And all of that can be brought by Mist at Juniper Networks.
We will power these companies.
Colin, what do you think about the next phase of the internet?
It is going to be unpredictable. I mean, as you said, and as Gos Hein said, ChatGPT didn't exist 18 months ago. With that coming on the scene, that's now changed everything. It is a little bit unpredictable of what we think the future is going to look like, but it is going to be data-driven. And it's then going to be collecting those vast amounts of data and then presenting it to you as a user in a very simple format for you to understand it and then to basically build stuff off the back of it. We're already starting to see that programming and coding that you used to do now can be done by ChatGPT. You can now build pictures, presentations, you can ask questions, you can build your resume with AI. It will basically change everything, we think.
And if you could click your fingers and change something, in the current field that you're working in, what would it be? If you had a dream scenario of like, I wish this could just happen, what would it be?
Wow, that's a difficult question, isn't it?
putting you on the spot. Okay, then you go first.
Yesterday, one of our leaders, Sujay, he explained Marvis Minis. Marvis Minis, how we send digital twins of users on the network before they come in the office or before they come in a classroom and having to do an online exam, to just test all of the network, the connections, the internet connection, the DHCP servers, everything. And so Sujay told me there's a digital twin of Gos Hein. So obviously my question was, can that take over some of my work so I can hang out on the beach a bit longer? And so hopefully someday we'll get there. I hang out on the beach and have a digital twin doing some of my work.
And can you tell us more about Marvis Minis? Are you involved in that process?
Yeah, so it's something that comes as standard whenever you have Mist and you have the applications around Marvis. And as Gos Hein explains, it effectively creates a digital twin. So let's say you're running your network at 50% and you want to know what will happen if, let's say, another 1,000 users came on. You can then just simulate that with no change to the network, no change. It will run in the background and it will work out where any gaps are in your network, if there's any bandwidth issues or anything, and then it will tell you and then you can plan. But it's run seamlessly in the background, essentially as a virtual tester.
Do you have a digital twin right now?
Allegedly I do, yeah. I got the same question yesterday and I was like, okay, could that solve my expenses issue and that and make me go on holiday a lot more? But yeah.
Do you think that will become a popular question of what's your digital twin up to right now?
I'm afraid it will be. And that there will be people scared. But at the same time, things like machine learning, that's been around for 20 years. It's not very new. But it is accelerating, so sometimes it is a scary thought looking 5 or 10 years ahead. But yeah, being in this industry for 25 years, I came from coffee industry into IT. We know end of the year everything will have changed again, so it's exciting as well. It's adventurous, don't you think so?
Yeah, I need to get my digital twin working so I can chill out on the beach longer too. Yo, thank you guys so much for being here. And yeah, it's so much fun. Juniper Networks, I mean, the proof of concept lab is super inspirational just standing behind here. Thank you so much for your time.